Hello there, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today's reading will be for the sign of Taurus for June 2023. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. If you are returning, you may have noticed a reading didn't come out earlier for June, and that's because I've cut back. Just giving you the heads up. My commitment right now for the next couple months will be one reading per sign per month until further notice. Got a lot of things going on, enjoying the summer, and I will be taking a trip in July. I plan on doing some readings in July, but because of the trip I have planned, it's for a couple weeks. You may not see a reading from me, but I will try my best, okay? Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, that's another thing I have going on that's in the description box. If you're into getting a couple of questions answered, there is information how to contact me. Okay, so this is a general inquiry. General message for Taurus for June 2023. One more housekeeping step. I'll be right back. Okay, we look good. Making sure the equipment is running and my batteries are strong. So we got the 6 of clubs, 4 diamonds, 2 of clubs, jack of clubs, 2 of spades, and the 5 of diamonds. So you might have some changes that happen here. Well, they probably already have happened, so this would be early June or pre-June. Some changes in your finances, pretty significant, honestly. With the 5 of diamonds, that does talk about changes in finances, but it's usually around settlement, negotiation. But what I'm focused on here is the 4 of diamonds, which is a windfall. Interestingly, the 6 of clubs talks about personal growth in some area, and I definitely think it has to do with your financial status here. That personal growth really can be in any area, but since it did come out with the 4 of diamonds, I'm looking at a Taurus who possibly, suddenly, maybe even unexpectedly, you expanded your wealth, your abundance. It's looking really positive here. Now with the 2 of clubs, the jack of clubs, you may need to communicate something with a fire sign of Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, because that 2 of clubs talks about something needing to be put back in balance. And communication is in order to restore that balance. The jack of clubs could be somebody younger than you, again, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or somebody who you see as some kind of support. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a younger sibling, honestly. Not sure what that communication would be about. Only you would know how that applies. And obviously, if it doesn't apply, we'll just keep going, and maybe it'll reveal itself in the reading here. But there is some kind of split. This is interesting too. So this is usually being cut off from somebody, but I will dare to say it could be something, and there's no chance of reconciliation, okay? It's a permanent split. It's the complete opposite of balance and harmony. I mean, it's possible that you had a falling out with a spouse, for example, and not just a falling out, obviously, if there was a divorce. I'm not picking up exactly how this would play out. I mean, maybe you had somebody, like a business partner, settle with you, and that's where the falling out is. Settlement, negotiation, change. But the communication with this jack of clubs, I'm not picking up that's a person that you're split off from necessarily. It's like, because there's no chance of reconciling. I'm sorry, I keep stumbling over that word. Reconciling, so why would you need to communicate with them, right? I don't know, maybe there's some loose ends to tie up, but I'm feeling like the jack of clubs is somebody. I'm picking up family member. I'm not picking up spouse necessarily, but family member. Anyway, you also have the 4 hearts, the Queen of Diamonds, which I always see as you, Taurus, the Two of Hearts and the Jack of Diamonds. So we got a big focus up here on emotion. With the Four of Hearts, you have the support around you and connection in your home life, which is very positive. Just a kind of a positive statement there. But there's some desire here for connection and closeness. So perhaps the cards are reminding you of this connection. This, again, could be family or friends. But that you're still in single status and you desire that connection. You see what I mean? It's just that you need to remember that you actually do have support around you. You may not have the love of your life. You may not have the soulmate that you have always wanted around you, but you're taken care of emotionally. And again, with the Queen of Diamonds, I see this as a Taurus card. It's not necessarily female. I don't know why the Queen of Diamonds as opposed to the King of Diamonds. Just reminds me of the strong Taurus figure, especially in practical matters around money, finance. You're standing in your power because you obviously have some kind of change, some kind of status change in your finances, exponentially in some way. It's huge. You may not be a millionaire, but it's a big change. And yeah, you would naturally be standing in your power because you're very good at managing those things. This is not something you can't handle. However, I do see the Jack of Diamonds as this being a new situation for you. Again, it's confirming that you had some kind of significant change in your financial situation. Not seeing if it was a separation from a job or a person, but we did see that you've cut yourself off from something, an old way of living. Obviously, your standard of living might have changed, but I see that more as cutting you off from a situation that wasn't serving you. And you have reaped some benefits in terms of your abundance as a result. And the Nine of Diamonds, yes, here's again this confirmation of a completion. Very satisfied with the results here, and that you can take better financial responsibility in some manner that wasn't achievable before. It wasn't attainable because you didn't have the resources. You see what I mean? The Nine of Diamonds does confirm that completion, that no going back. So with the Two of Spades, I just want to say it seems like it's more personal. It's not just you leaving a job. It's more personal. It involved a person. Maybe you had a falling out with somebody in the work situation. Again, it could be a business partner. Somebody you've worked with for a while. Wow, yes, and you went through a tower moment. You're probably still feeling the repercussions from that. You are rebuilding, though, because this is the new start, right? The tower comes down, the structure needs to go, but the foundation is still there. Major change here for you. But I don't see it as all bad. I don't see a ton of emotion, like you're in despair. I just see a reminder that you need to keep in mind you have support around you. So if you're feeling discouraged in some way or hurt, disillusioned, I keep hearing discouraged, the opposite of positive forward action. I'm feeling that I'm speaking to Taurus. Is it Tauri? The plural of Taurus? Sorry, I don't mean to be funny, but who have had a major change. I don't see you wallowing in deep, dark emotion. I mean, it probably was painful, and you're probably feeling a little bit lonely in some way, or isolated, maybe that's a better word, not necessarily lonely. So here's the reminder of connection, and you still are desiring some deep connection here, so that's where that loneliness, I think, came in. I say aloneness. I like the word aloneness as opposed to lonely. Lonely, this sounds, I don't know, it just kind of smacks of some kind of desperation, and I don't think that's you, Taurus, not at all. You're just feeling maybe a little isolated and alone. Understandably, major change often leaves us in that situation, right? That position. Any more cards for Taurus before we ask for cards of advice with the Tower? Oh, wow. So you are stressed out about things with the Three of Spades. You're worried about possibly how to get through this. Because the Nine of Spades, this just made me eat my words. This is that deep, dark ending. the deep, dark emotion you have invested in it, and this is a major loss for you in some manner. Again, it's not being revealed to me what that is. I'm the intuitive reader who picks up the emotional impressions of what's going on around you. I don't always see particulars, and I'm definitely not seeing it here. But this whole situation has you stressed out and worried with the Three of Spades. I'm going to ask for another card or two. Again, the 9 is denoting that completion. I'll just note that there. And the 6 of Diamonds. But you have a lot of new financial opportunities opening up for you as a result of this. Well, I would say that's par for the course, especially if you had a windfall. And you've grown in some manner in your finances. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's what you're facing. You're facing a loss, but you're also in a very good financial position. I don't necessarily see that you were in a bad financial position before. It's just that it's changed and it's probably bigger and even more solid than it was. I am going to go ahead and ask for cards of advice for Taurus for June 2023. Whoa, too many. 8 of Diamonds, very nice. Again, a focus on finance, obviously. 10 of Hearts, interesting. 9 of Clubs, again a 9. Major completions for you. Very fitting around all the... Let's see, what is the next full moon? I think it's full moon or new moon. I think it's full moon on June 5th, is it? Queen of Hearts. Wow, okay. So, the impression I'm getting with this is advice we're talking about now, is you're being encouraged to take this... I'm going to use a Taurus analogy. Take the bull by the horns. This is that individual effort card, especially in the area of finance, employment, work. It is the entrepreneurial card. In some way, again, I'm seeing this windfall is opening up doors, opportunities for you. So if I'm just going to throw it out there, if you've been thinking about breaking off on your own, starting your own business, or just, you have an interest in another area you want to explore, you're being highly encouraged to take that route, okay? And it is going to lead to this ultimate fulfillment. This is fantastic. 10 of Hearts, wrapping up a major cycle. Whatever you were doing before, for income, for abundance, you have finally somehow made it to a place in your life where things are going to be deeply fulfilling, deeply satisfying. Because it wrapped up a cycle, right? All that other stuff is behind. Now you can go forward and celebrate. Doesn't mean that you're at the end of your road. I mean, you're going to go through more experiences and obstacles in other ways. But you've reached a major achievement here in terms of finding out, or not finding out, but achieving what is truly satisfying to you in some way. And that's very exciting. I'm very, very happy for you. 9 of Clubs, yes, again, there's some kind of achievement wrapped up with the 9 of Clubs. And you're ready to move forward. You're very pleased with the outcomes. So whatever occurred here, the split, I don't think it was somebody passing away. I think it was like a situation that I'm hearing outgrew itself. Like you work with somebody for so long, or you're together with somebody for so long, and unfortunately, relationships aren't necessarily meant to last forever. You may have the connection, but the relationship itself evolves, or it burns itself out. There's only so much to learn in one situation, and then we have to move on to the next. But this is about being satisfied with the outcome. So again, very fantastic. This is a very interesting card of advice, because I normally see this as the self-nurturing card. So in some weird way, and maybe not so weird to you, you're achieving a state where you're really learning to take care of your own needs. I think that's evident here with the 10 of Hearts as well. You may not have set out on this path, Taurus, intentionally, but I think, like I said, in maybe a roundabout way, you've achieved self-care, self-nurture. self-fulfillment. You could see it's that way. Maybe in the past you've had difficulty with that. Whatever work and effort you've put in this far is paying off not only financially but emotionally. Very, very, very exciting news. Very good news, right? Very positive turn of events. And look at that. You also got the King of Hearts. So again, this is water sign energy. I'll just throw it in there. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But again, this is also that nurturing card, but this is more of a firm, almost a fatherly figure, whereas the Queen is more of that mothering, nurturing. Well, the King of Hearts can also, express that kind of energy. It's just more dominant in some way. I'm feeling like this is telling me that not only you're learning self-care in a very important, deep way, you're also taking fantastic control of your emotional life. Not that you were out of control before, but I think you really feel like you're more in control of things. In the sense that whatever comes your way is not going to rock your boat so badly that you can't, go over the bump and just keep going. Because emotionally, when we're solid, the outside world doesn't move us that tremendously. I mean, yeah, it doesn't mean we're indifferent. It just means that we're able to stay centered. We're able to stay present with what's going on around us, which is an excellent state to be in. I'm sure most people would agree. After all, it was the aim and the goal of Buddhism to reach that state of I can never say this word. I'm not going to say it, but it's a state of balance, right? The middle ground. They call it the middle ground. Iniquity? Iniquity. I'm not saying it right. I'm butchering it. Sorry. Seven of Spades. Something was revealed here, or will be revealed here. Perhaps that this information that you're picking up today in this reading will bring around a great self-realization, a great epiphany. It's about details, information being hidden and coming to light. I don't see that as a negative. It's just negative because it was in the shadows before, but it's coming to light. Something will be revealed here. And look at that. Again, heavy emotion, right? Five of Hearts. It's a change in emotional status that could very well be physical, like separating yourself from a world or a situation, and I'm hearing a world, an environment. Yeah. So whatever transpired here, Taurus, I feel like you're, if you haven't reached this physical separation or this, it could be symbolic, could be emotional separation, it's headed your way. That's the next change that's to occur. But I kind of feel like, right when I said that, I kind of feel like you already have. Or at least you've already started the process. Yeah. And I'm also feeling like the Seven of Spades is just kind of reminding you of why this occurred. Whatever you separated yourself from, or whoever it was. I still think there's a human element involved. It's not just a situation. It's kind of vague and cryptic to me, but hopefully this reading has spoken to you on a more personal level. But ultimately it's leading to this separation, which obviously is not a bad thing. That's the icing on the cake right there, and with this as well. Actually, all of these cards out here are very positive. King of Hearts and the Nine of Clubs being satisfied, and the Eight of Diamonds pushing you in that direction to be the individual that you're meant to be. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for joining me. I hope you gained some insight and you enjoyed this reading. Please give me a big thumbs up if you don't mind, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you again soon, if not July, as soon as I can, okay? Take care.